We are jumping into the game, though. Let's see if XSplit will change scenes, or if it dies like it did last time and then doesn't stream anything. No, it looks like it changed scenes just fine. So we're going to go ahead and intro our players. In the teal, playing the Zerg, it is EatMeDrinkMe.
In the purple, playing the Terran, ThisisJimmy.
Good Terran player on Team Check 6.
Yep. Check 6, actually a pretty good team. I've actually watched them plenty of times. You know more about them than I do, obviously.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate what's happened to them recently. Obviously, Sleep is no longer with the team. And then Suppy just got signed by Evil Geniuses. Yep. So two really strong players from their roster, now no longer on the roster. Both these players, though, asking about vetoes, I actually don't know.
I don't know either.
Yep, I don't know either. We're just lowly casters here.
Yep, we're just here to watch and tackle, and we'll figure out how this goes. Tackle's not a word.
No,
Talk
it's
and
not.
Cast.
Yeah.
I just realized I said that too. I'm like, hang on, my brain is comprehending the fact that I just said tackle.
Yep.
That isn't a word.
It's true, man. It's not. This is Jimmy, though, throwing down the barracks at his front, starting that wall off. We'll have to see if he opts for the gas. I'd be curious to know if that's his plan. Ooh, there it is. So the gas once again going down for ThisisJimmy. And this is, again, it's a little bit out of the metagame to be going for openings like this. But nonetheless, you know, I think this is a fine opening. I mean, this is not one of those things that you know, puts you too far behind. Now, EatMeDrinkMe will be able to scout this. Right. And if EatMeDrinkMe plays smart here, oh, Jimmy, do you just see that?
Nice.
Oh,
I love that.
Wow. Drops this. No, he's like, no, you're not scouting inside here.
That's such a great move, too,
yeah.
just to drop it real quick and then head back just to make sure that wall off gets completed. Yep. And that's going to make, it's basically going to make EatMeDrinkMe have to wait for his Overlord to get all the way there.
Yeah, man.
Or gamble and play a particular style, assuming that he's doing something.
Yeah, it's true. And so if ThisisJimmy plays sort of that Cloak Banshee opening, it's kind of essential that you don't let that drone in because you don't want them to see that you have gas. And more so, if the drone gets in, they have the chance, not like, you know, it's not guaranteed, but they have the chance to block that second gas, right, to do the gas steal. And that can really sort of put you in a rough spot where you can't, you know, you can't play the style you want to. And there, indeed, is that second gas. Pretty early once again, so I think this is probably going to be that same cloak play that we saw in his other Terran vs. Zerg.
I like this as the opening play for a best of 5, especially if it works out in his favor, because then it's going to put his opponent on the defensive mindset for the rest of the series. And he's going to have to worry about scouting super early and maybe play a little bit more defensively than he likes.
Yep.
It's a great mind game.
I wouldn't even mind seeing him like open two port or something, you know,
right?
2 Cloak Banshee, or not Cloak, but just like 2 port, straight up Banshee. But there is that starport going down at the edge of the base there. I like the positioning on that as well, because if you look at where the Overlords are going to come into the base, they're actually going to come in at the edges. So that's kind of one of those spaces that'll be last scouted.
Right. So Hellion popping out. Probably only make, what, 2 or 3 Hellions probably.
Yep, single Hellion popping out. We'll get spotted by those lings. And that's sort of a tell in and of itself. It means that, you know, oh, these lings are actually, are they going to get into the base? Oh, they are. Oh, wow. Nice. Barely getting killed there. See that swapperoo? And, of course, it's interesting that Jimmy didn't go Reactor Hellion off this, because most Terrans, I think, would have produced double produced Hellions, but he wants that reactor for the Marines. That is totally fine, totally fair. Our admin just left the game, so BM didn't say GG.
Nothing. Just
can't believe it, man.
Assumed.
I can't. He didn't say GG. I'm so upset.
We'll yell at him.
Yeah, we'll yell at him
after this game.
Yep.
We'll get a hold of him and tell him next time say GG. So by the time this comes out,
it's gonna be 6 queens, man. It's gonna be 6 queens.
Yeah, there's gonna be 6 queens, but right now no detection on the field. No layer tech in progress yet.
And not even an Evo chamber. And we have a fast third base. So, you know, to be honest, this is kind of an interesting thing now. Here we go. So EatMeDrinkMe is sending the OV in. it needs to get killed off by the Marines. And Jimmy sees it. He's pulling those back immediately. So that will kill off. I don't think it's going to have a chance to see the starport making those Banshees, which is really good, of course, for Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye through his vision just to see what he ends up scouting. No, he never did get a hold of it.
Did he see the building barracks?
Huh? Did he see the barracks building?
Yeah.
Yeah, he saw one of the two.
Oh, okay. So not even even that. And this is a one base build, right? I mean, this is Jimmy is making tanks now. He's added on 2 more barracks, so this is very, very all in off the one base.
Yep.
But nonetheless, I mean, a really, really strong build, and the Banshee is doing a ton of damage there in the main.
Yeah, he's in trouble. He just started the Evo chamber because he saw the Banshee.
Yeah.
After it killed a couple drones, and the lair isn't even halfway done yet.
Yep.
So Banshee's looking mighty good
mighty
right now.
fierce.
He's already killed 9 workers. Gonna keep making the number go up, picking up a few more at the natural.
Yeah, it's true, and I mean, you only have to kill 9 workers to make a Cloak Banshee pay for itself, and he's up to 14 now, soon to be at 15. Should pull back since those queens have showed up. He's going to eke out a 16th kill, almost a 17th kill.
Nope, he has 17.
17, wow. And there should be a second Banshee somewhere.
It is on the way across the map as we speak. Just about halfway there.
Yep.
But at this point, let's take a look at the worker numbers. It's 27 SCVs to 43, so EatMeDrinkMe still has a big drone lead, but only because he's had to put a ton more minerals back into more drones.
Yeah. And I think that's the big thing to note. And at the same time, this Jimmy is starting to clear out some crew. Oh, the Banshee cloaks. And there is still, I mean, there's an Overseer on the way, but this Banshee, because the other one got to 17, it's going to get killed off pretty quickly.
Yeah.
That Overseer
5 queens
popped.
there, the Overseer popped right at
But here come
the
SCVs, here come the tanks. There's some Banelings being morphed. But I mean, with those SCVs to buffer, like that's kind of exactly what you want.
Yeah,
3 tanks as well.
I apologize. I thought this was an all-in, but I thought he had more SCVs than that.
Yep.
But this could really just end it. Oh, there's a few Banelings mixed in there. That could be really.
That's
nice
a huge hit on all those Marines. Really did a good job though of defending the rest of his Marines, pulling back. But he's lost 2 of the tanks. The Queens target firing those tanks down. And this is Jimmy. Oh, he's got a medevac out now. That's going to strengthen this push quite a bit. The tank siege is up. But I feel like this is just going to get crushed by these Lings coming in from EatMeDrinkMe.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's just waiting. That Baneling hit really was the pinnacle right there. But now that the medevac sealed them all up, I really feel like, how many Lings do you have on the way? He's got 6 more hatching. He's got a bunch mixed in with those queens.
Yep.
I think once he gets to that critical mass that he's waiting for, he can just rush in there with his Lings and be alright.
I completely agree. I mean, the scan coming forward to allow him to clear out some more creep. That's really good. He has a second tank joining up. That's going to help immensely. That'll be sieged up to cover that ramp. Would love to see sort of an elevator play into the main with this, and that looks like exactly what Jimmy is doing. But yeah, this is super all in. Oh, look at this! Even throwing another Banshee into the mix, he's going to produce that. That'll actually help quite a bit.
Yeah, he's actually got him pinned. Surprisingly, look at all those Banelings though. Oh, those Banelings are so scary.
Well, I mean, they don't have speed yet, right? And so if
That's
Jimmy
true.
can sort of force this engage before Banelings have speed, he's going to be in a good spot.
Speed is about, let's see how many seconds it's got before. It's got about 25 more seconds before I finish it up.
3 tanks now with this composition. Continuing to add that count on. Uh-oh. Some queens coming forward. A lot of the Banelings as well. Speed is not yet finished. He's pulling back. A Banshee joining up with the fray, but those Banelings get some pretty good hits on the Marines. I think this might be the end of This Is Jimmy. And there it is, in fact, the GG.
So game 1 going to EatMeDrinkMe, and that's going to put him in a really good mental situation, because he had the Banshees, he didn't even scout it out. Basically, This Is Jimmy had the perfect situation with those Banshees, and wasn't able to end it the way he wanted to, and that's going to make, first of all, EatMeDrinkMe feel really good, because he's like, well, if he does that again, I can hold it off no problem. I couldn't have been in a worse situation, and This Is Jimmy's going to be like, okay, that didn't work, so what am I going to do now?
It's true, and so I mean, it's kind of one of those situations where, again, Jimmy a little bit on the back foot going into the next game. EatMeDrinkMe is up. I will say though, doing that sort of build in game 1, great place to do it, especially in a best of 5.
Oh, I agree. I definitely agree.
Because now, if Jimmy plays command center first in the next game, he's in a really good place. Or if he just does one racks expand but still hides, the fact that he's one racks expanding, he can really put himself in a position to be quite a scary opponent. He's shown that he can do really big aggressive all-ins. And I think that's kind of like the big deciding factor there is if you can like show, oh yes, I'm capable of doing this sort of very abusive, very aggressive build. Your opponent has to play a little bit scared, a little bit safer. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, guys. When we get back, the next game will be kicked off. It'll be on Ohana, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be jumping into the next game. It's going to be, of course, game number 2 of the lower bracket final. Mathis, are you ready?
I couldn't be more ready, sir. I couldn't be more ready.
I am excited. We're into it. In the purple, playing the Terran for Team Check 6. It is none other than ThisisJimmy.
Top left-hand corner in the teal is going to be EatMeDrinkMe, currently down 0-1.
He certainly is. Certainly is. And we see Supply Depot go down at the front for Jimmy. Curious as to what his plan here on Ohana is. This is a map that, you know, if you want to do something like get on 3 bases and then just constantly deny the Zerg's 4th, that can be quite strong.
Yes.
And I have to wonder, you know, if that's what ThisisJimmy's plan here is to do. Opting for, you know, a big aggressive 1-base play here, I don't think it's going to work out quite as well as it did on Metropolis. Especially with EatMeDrinkMe, it's probably going to play a little bit scared this time around.
Yeah, I would say that that's a good assumption. I'm curious if he's going to go for that really quick wall-off again, just to play mind games with his opponent. I would like to see him do that, drop that supply depot really quickly, and then go back to it at a later time. But we'll see if he ends up doing that.
Yeah, I mean, once again, he's taken the fast gas, so this does look like a tech play. And he's going to have to drop that supply depot really quickly, because that drone is coming. Is going to make it up?
Yes,
oh, no! Wow, look at that block, man. That was... Dude,
let's see if he's gonna win that fight if it keeps going. So
that reaction time, I just gotta say that was so hilariously, that was great to watch, man.
Oh, that's awesome. I want to see him lower the supply depot and get in there now. Oh no, you can just right click and build. Yep. Never mind.
Oh, he's teasing the drone, man. He's teasing it.
That's awesome.
He's like, what drone? What? you want to come in here? Let me load. Oh, it's up. It's up again.
So sorry, drone. Not gonna happen.
Drone is so mad, man. So mad.
Then we got a factory following immediately. No second gas has been dropped yet.
Yeah, and I mean we should see that second gas at around 20 food if he's going to be doing that same build once again, that same opening. I would like to see.
There it is.
20 food. Was I right? No, it was
19.
19. Maybe a different build this time. It was 20 food last game. Yeah, I'm curious because I think if you open the same way. Like open Cloak Banshee, but just expand this time around, you might completely throw your opponent off guard, right? Because, I mean, you kill off a ton of drones, you take your expansion. I like that quite a bit. So I want to see if that's what Jimmy's going to do this time around. He's Overlord hunting right now, though.
We'll also see if, it looks like the Overlord. Ooh.
It's going to die, man. No!
Barely gets out of there.
Barely.
Safe and sound. Now, I'll be curious to see what EatMeDrinkMe does if he's going to be playing a lot more defensively, maybe prepare a little bit more, maybe see an Evo Chamber drop a little earlier, as he has gotten no scouting info right now, and that Marine is poised to just grab that Overlord as soon as he comes by, and it does look like we're going to do some more Banshee play.
Yep, no, it is going to be that Cloak play once again. So, and I mean, the single Hellions coming out as well. So this looks like an almost identical build out of ThisisJimmy. And EatMeDrinkMe is not opening up with that 6 Queen style that he favored on Metropolis. And that 6-queen style was one of the reasons that he was able to fend off that Banshee play as well as he was. I mean, as soon as he could see the Banshees, he had 6 freaking queens to kill it.
Yeah.
And right now, he only has 3 out on the field. And granted, no one's going to argue that 1 Banshee beats 1 queen, but 3 queens beats 1 Banshee.
Yep.
And with Transfuse, it even goes 2 for 2, right? So 2 Banshees loses. We do see a 4th queen on the way, but this is a really, really fast layer at the same time. A really fast layer. Wow. Oh, Fuse said GG before he left.
Oh,
he called us noobs though. He's still BM.
I know, he's definitely still BM.
Still BM.
I have to yell at him again next time.
Yep.
Oh, Fuse. But look at that, Spore Crawler's already dropping in the natural for EatMeDrinkMe.
Man, this is the exact same build this time around. But I think the disadvantage here for Jimmy is that he's not actually going to do any damage this time.
Nope,
like you said, I mean, those spores are on the way, so he's dropping a bunker at the front. I like that. He's going to put 2 Marines in it, but yeah, this Banshee man is not going to do anywhere near as much damage.
Yeah, and I'll be curious to see how he switches out of that, how quickly he can switch out of that, what his plan is following that up. Roach Warren's on the way, which is going to... Roach Warren is already up.
Yeah.
And with 2 Roaches on the way. And the Cloak Banshee's not going to last long. It needs to get out of there. Yeah. And it's going to pick off some straggling drones. Maybe gets 2 there. Going to focus on some queens, but really... It's not going to be...
Yeah, man, I mean, he wants the drone kills, right? And again, you have to kill off 9 drones for a Cloak Banshee to pay for itself.
Right.
And I don't think he's going to do that. You know, we see Transfuses going down. It's good to waste those Transfuses, but the Overseer shows up and puts a permanent end to that Banshee problem. Second Banshee is on the way. Bunker's down at the front. He's producing 3 Marines at a time, and, of course, the tanks. This Banshee, though, has got to be so good. He should really just save this Banshee for when he actually does the push.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yep.
I think you should definitely use that Banshee for the push. Got a couple tanks jumping in there. We're going to have a couple more SCVs going in the fight as well. They're on the way. I don't know. I think Jimmy's in a rough spot. I don't know. Trying to build the second time. EatMeDrinkMe, like we said, he played a lot more defensively this time around.
Yep.
He had the Evo chamber up way earlier. He had the Spore Crawlers on the way before he didn't have any scouting information. He had no idea what was coming. He just assumed that it was going to be a very similar build.
But, I mean, what he's done, right, is he's gone fast layer, which means he's going to immediately start Baneling speed. He's got the Spire on the way. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, Spire play is going to shut this down so hard.
Oh, yeah.
Because there just isn't the Marine count to deal with a lot of Mutalisks.
And tanks and Hellions cannot shoot up, and Banshees can only shoot down. So
it's true. It's true, man.
And it's a waiting game at this point. I mean, he knows that ThisisJimmy isn't on the second base.
Yep.
He has Overlords in the right positions. He knows that there's only on 1 base, so if he sits, just 2 base versus 1 base, he's gonna be fine. He can sit here and just build the units that he needs. He's got Mutas, he's got Lings. Those are gonna be Banelings soon enough, and he's even busting out. He's got a drone mixed in over here, and I'm assuming he's gonna be dropping a hatchery soon, or that drone just could be there for no reason.
Yeah, I mean, and the Marine count keeps growing now. The one thing that's kind of in favor of ThisisJimmy is that he does have these 4 tanks sieged up at the bottom, right? And those tanks are going to be able to deal with Banelings quite easily. In addition, if he fires Banelings with the Banshee, that could be quite effective as well. I do like what Jimmy's doing with the bunkers. I just don't think he has the production to really sort of pull this off. And that's kind of what you need, right? You need the high production.
Right, exactly. Muta's getting destroyed. They all just died.
Banshee gets killed off, which is of some note. But I mean, EatMeDrinkMe has this beautiful flank set up from the other side, and Jimmy is pushing into the natural now. This, I don't know. I mean, the tank count, he's not killed off the tanks, right? And so this could be sort of a deciding factor. But the sandwich coming from both sides. Jimmy running more units back to the bunker. His first bunker is absolutely going to fall. And he's losing so many of the Marines and everything with that. The Queens coming in, Roaches as well. I think EatMeDrinkMe just broke that. And there is still a few units up, but EatMeDrinkMe didn't take any economic damage there, and I think that's the big thing.
Yep, he can still completely produce as though he was sitting on 2 bases.
Yep.
He's still got the ramp in his favor. He has not been able to push up the ramp yet. He's going to attempt to do that now. And he's going to have more spine crawlers on the way. He's still got a bunch of queens for those transfuses. And roaches, I don't know if you know, but they deal with Hellions and Marines pretty well.
Yeah, they do. They do deal with Hellions and Marines pretty well, but roaches are not so good against tanks, especially ones that are in siege mode. So, you know, it's kind of a tough fight. I do like mixing. I like the unit composition choice out of EatMeDrinkMe. I mean, Roachling Bane is very sort of, it's a very durable, you know, especially with the roaches in there, it's a very durable, but I think Jimmy actually might be okay here. He might be able to take this. He's bringing, you know, obviously those 3 Marines at a time. He's bringing a bunch more SCVs to buffer, and he's got 3 tanks again. And when you start to get to that tank count where you've got 3 tanks out, you do a lot of damage to roaches. But here comes the attack. The 3rd tank just now sieging all the Marines and SCVs running back from the Banelings. Wow, man, those tanks doing just critical damage, but at the same time they just got cleaned up by Banelings. I think Jimmy actually just, he's fallen this time. Transfuses on all the roaches. There's the GG.
There's the GG. From ThisisJimmy. The Baneling speed was, I think, the deciding factor there. Having the Baneling speed, we're able to run right into that army head first, and it's going to be it was much more difficult for him to deal with it.
Yep, it really was. And so that does mean that EatMeDrinkMe is up 2 games right now. He will have to win 1 more game in order, of course, to take it all home and go back to the grand finals for a rematch against his previous opponent, Remark.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that, guys. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. I'm Gwen, with me is Mathis. If you've enjoyed the casting, please follow us on Twitter. We do appreciate it. It's, of course, above Mathis and below me. But enjoy the Kingston commercial. Check out some of their products. And we'll be back in just a moment. All right, guys. This is Gwen. With me is Mathis. We're going to be jumping straight back in. Mathis, you have an ominous door all of a sudden behind you.
Oh, the light! Yeah, the light got turned on. There's a door behind me.
Ominous
Serial
door
is
ominous. That's all I gotta say.
It's true. It's true. Let's jump right into the game.
Yep.
I think we should.
Absolutely.
All right,
we've actually missed a whole bunch of drama. So do those real quickly.
Bunch of drama. Top in the top left-hand corner, I guess you want to call it, the 11 o'clock position is going to be the teal Zerg. EatMeDrinkMe. And the bottom, it's going to be the purple Terran. ThisisJimmy, who is currently down 0-2.
Alright, so here's what happened. EatMeDrinkMe snuck the drone in. Saw the gas. Jimmy canceled the gas. And is now expanding. That's the drama. It's pretty good drama.
EatMeDrinkMe, 16 pool, hatch immediately following.
Yep. Let's, for the lulls, turn the camera backwards. You ready?
Wait, what am I doing?
Okay. So do you know how to pan the camera? Like rotate the camera? In your own vision?
And what, the game?
Yeah, in the game.
I don't know. Hold the Q? I don't know.
Delete or insert, maybe?
Okay.
So
yeah,
the camera for you? Okay. So go ahead and watch the game from my vision.
Okay.
Okay?
From your vision.
From my vision.
Done.
And see how it's... And then rotate the camera. Did you do that?
Okay. I'm rotating it.
Okay. So you should rotate counterclockwise. And then hold it on rotated. Hold it on counterclockwise. Okay.
Okay.
And now switch off my vision.
Okay, switching off.
But you should still, so it stays on it, right? So now we've rotated a full like 90 degrees, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now I'm gonna follow your vision. Oh, you didn't hold it.
But why? Because it's like locked in a weird spot now.
So rotate it all the way. Okay.
Like that?
No. Rotate.
Like that?
Okay, now hold it.
Okay, I'm actually not holding a button.
You're holding the rotate.
No, I did that on your view, and then when I went to everybody's view, it locked on that. So when I let the button go, it went back to this.
Okay,
position.
now view me again.
Okay.
Okay. And now.
Okay.
Okay. So and now rotate again. So like you're viewing my, and then rotate. So we're continuing to turn the camera counterclockwise.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Huh.
And now I'm gonna go back to your perspective.
Okay.
And now come back and view mine again, and rotate it once more.
All right, let me come to yours. It didn't do anything.
You want to lock cam on mine.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
All right, I rotated it again.
And now I'm going to look at your camera, and I'm gonna rotate it once more.
Okay.
Okay, and now look at my camera again.
Okay. Oh man. Oh, this is getting
it's
confusing.
backwards, man.
It's 100% backwards.
Yeah, it's 100% backwards. That's the idea.
Man, even I'm getting confused trying to move the mini map.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Oh my god, what's even happening right now? All right, how the heck do we fix this?
You don't. That's the best part. Okay, so we're actually just gonna cast like this to make this game more interesting. So we don't worry. Just go back to normal vision now. Just everyone, so we can obs. So we see Jimmy actually went for a fast third command center. Immediately after that 1-Rex expand, he's gone ahead and gotten the factory up. He's adding on some additional barracks, and he's got 1-1 started. I like this out of Jimmy. This is really kind of cool. And what I like more is that he went fast tank with siege mode on the way, because he knows that this sort of style leaves him really, really vulnerable. I mean, if you're going to go for fast 3 command like this and double ups and you're teching, you're super vulnerable, right? You're super vulnerable to all kinds of aggression out of the Zerg. So getting the fast siege mode up is going to keep him safe against that. Is going to keep him safe. The real reason we do this is because everything looks awesome from behind.
Yeah. You know, okay, jokes. There are jokes there.
Yep, there are lots of jokes there. But, I mean, we don't see sort of a big aggressive expansion style out of EatMeDrinkMe. He's gone ahead. I'm sorry, a big aggressive attacking style out of EatMeDrinkMe. He's gone the other route. He's gone ahead. He's taken that third base pretty quickly. He's added on the double gas extractors. Look awesome. Baneling Nest is on the way. So is the lair. And there is that spine crawler. So he's dropping down just some defensive structures in case there's should be some drops coming out. Really sort of
the evolution chamber is unrecognizable from the rear.
Is it?
I did not know that was an Evo chamber.
Oh, really? What did you think it was?
I had no idea. I'm like, what building is that? Let me click on it.
I like the extractors quite a bit, too.
Yeah, I love zooming in on the extractors, to be honest.
Yeah, they actually have a hole in the back of them.
Yeah, well, everybody has gas.
Yeah, it's true. Spire on the way as well. The Spire actually doesn't look any different, which is disappointing.
That is disappointing. I'm getting lost. Okay, so we also have a macro hatch on the way as well.
Yep.
In his
main.
Yeah, main. That's his main.
So, sort of the cool thing that can happen with this sort of style, and what I think EatMeDrinkMe is actually going to do, is he's going to go for a really big 3-base all-in. And I know it's kind of weird to be like he's 3-base all-in, but I don't think we're going to see a fourth base out of the Zerg. I think he's going to go like Lingbane, Muta, probably with 1-1 or 2-2, and just go for it, you know, and just like literally as soon as ThisisJimmy moves out to try and take that third, at his third location, he's just gonna like crush everything, and it's gonna come down to just that one engagement, and it's gonna come down to control. Who can control their army better in that engagement is gonna be the one who wins. But right now, ThisisJimmy desperately needs to take that base because look at how oversaturated he is at the natural.
Yeah, that's way too many SCVs. There's like an SCV party going on over here.
Huge SCV
and that is not
party.
A party you want to be at right now.
No, man.
You want to be working. Otherwise, you die.
Yeah, it's true. Otherwise, you do die. 11 Mutalisks on the way. I believe Jimmy has some turrets up. Yeah, he does. And that dude, the armory looks sweet. I didn't even recognize that was an armory.
I love EatMeDrinkMe's little move there. He, sorry, ThisisJimmy did attempt to go and expand over there. Did have to drop the creep, so he's gonna slow it down.
And another Overlord coming in to drop even more creep. Dude, this is hilarious. The Marines are like, no, you can't do it. Overlord gets killed off.
So where's the armory? In his natural?
It's in the back of the main.
In his main.
The main.
Oh wow, line. That is unrecognizable.
Doesn't that look awesome? Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome is a way. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I like it.
The back of refineries look pretty good too.
Do they? Let's take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just some sheet metal.
Mutalisks great coming across the map here.
Look at that creep spread, by the way.
Yeah, this is really good creep spread, and this is kind of what happens when. Oh, here we go. The missile turret getting mass repair. It is going to live against those Mutalisks. They do pull back, but there is so many vulnerable places in this main for these Mutas to hit. A group of Marines finally pushing them back, but he really needs a whole slew more of turrets to deal with that.
He is going to get some free reign over these supply depots, though. Not really pulling more than just 4 Marines, which he stims, so free damage, and he's definitely going to get that secondary supply depot. Yes, it goes.
Yeah, does go down. That is a supply block for ThisisJimmy. You do have the +1 flyer attack about to finish up for those Mutalisks. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens when Zerg gets to make 6 queens and then spread creep unharassed the rest of the game.
Yeah, he's basically being allowed to do whatever he wants, and this is the problem with Zerg right now. You can't let them get this far.
You can't let this happen. EatMeDrinkMe did take a 4th base and a 5th, in fact. So really sort of comfortable to play the big long-term macro game against ThisisJimmy. And we'll have to see, I mean, if that sort of comes out in his favor. Sticking with, like, Lingbane Muta for this long is a little bit risky against the Terran, because 2-2 is already done. 3-3 is on the way for ThisisJimmy. And, I mean, granted, 2-2 is done for the Zerg as well, but as soon as you have 3-3 Marines, you kind of turn into an unstoppable ball as the Terran player. So you need those infestors out. You need just really good control, and then eventually a lot of hive tech to sort of deal with that. We have a drop moving out. It's going to go ahead and kill off an Overlord.
And as you say that, 11 infestors are on the way.
11 infestors on the way. So I mean, the transition is there, right? But EatMeDrinkMe is now max, so he's going to have to bleed supply if he wants to, sort of get anything else out, and he definitely needs to get something else out. You can't, like, again, I mean, you can't stay on Lingbane Muta against a Terran who's got 3-3 about to finish up.
Looks like these Mutalisks are going to clean up that little drop with that medevac that were marching their way.
Yep.
They are dead, but you're right, he needs to bleed supply. We'll see what he ends up doing. I think, there we go, he just did something in the middle of the map. I missed it. I think he was just...
Yeah, clearing out a lot of creep. He does pull back now. Just stemmed, ran forward, threw down that scan. I mean, but the creep spread for EatMeDrinkMe is actually insane. Like, it's...
Yeah, this is so good.
It's getting a little bit absurd. It's so good, in fact, that if he had an Overlord spotting, he could spread it into ThisisJimmy's main.
Yeah, but that's terrifying. That's not good.
Jimmy is now maxed, and he's moving out. He has 86 workers, so he's going to be able to repro this army. As long as he has the production to do it, he's going to be able to repro this army quite easily. I feel like he actually overmade workers a little bit in this situation.
He's heading out a little early, too.
Oh, engagement, and all the Marines melt those fungals, the Baneling hits, killing it all off.
Nice. ThisisJimmy, I think, moved out a little early. Again, he was about 40 seconds away from his 3-3 upgrades. I would have liked to see him wait for that before he moved out, but man, what are you gonna do?
At the same time, ThisisJimmy though has 2 drops going on. Or sorry, 2 drops going on. One just got cleaned up down there at the 4th base. The other one is redropping itself at the 5th. There are a lot of spine colors though, kind of protecting everything. So not going to come to fruition on that front. But ThisisJimmy is, I mean, he's making 13 Marines at a time. He's got 5 more reactors going down. I'm going to assume that those are all on barracks. Yes, they are. So, I mean, his production is going to skyrocket. This is literally going to be, 5 more barracks worth of Marines. So another 10 Marines at a time. 23 Marines at a time is a lot of Marines, Mathis.
That's a lot of hitting the A button, man.
Yeah, so it's a lot of hitting the A button. You are right. Greater Spire. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was just saying, EatMeDrinkMe has Ultralisk coming out, Ultralisk Cavern, and a Greater Spire, with a 3-3 ground attack and Adrenal Glands, so Cracklings. So we're going to be transitioning over into that typical Ultra Broodlord Ling composition that you see all the time. That works so well.
Yeah, I mean, and really, you can only get this as Zerg if if your Terran sort of opponent like lets you get on this many bases with this much gas. Nice snipe by Jimmy, killing off that hatchery that was going down there. Another base for the Zerg, but I don't think it's going to be to much avail, right? Because he can just rebuild that, and look at the bank for our Zerg player up at 5K right now. But again, I mean, EatMeDrinkMe, he's relying a lot on sort of these fungals to do a lot of damage, and if you're making 26 Marines at a time, and you've still got tank production going, ThisisJimmy might be able to hit a point. I mean, he's max again. He might be able to hit a point where he's just producing too many Marines for EatMeDrinkMe to fungal all of them.
Yeah, I think you're right. He's going to be in an interesting situation. I would like to see these mutas kind of do some damage and then get cleaned up.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just useless at this point. They can't do anything.
Yeah,
I mean, he needs to bleed supply.
He's cleaning up some of these drops. You know, he's getting the upgrades that he didn't get before, EatMeDrinkMe as that is. But yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, it's one of those situations where he needs to start making something happen. Here we go, a double drop moving along the bottom. And another big engagement. Lings, Infestors coming in, splitting out of ThisisJimmy. Is it going to be enough? The answer looks like no, as those Infestors are absolutely cleaning up everything. Throwing down some Infestitarians as well. If he can snipe off those medevacs, that'd actually be huge. And those Mutalisks, like you said, getting cleaned up now by the Marine number. Actually, a lot of those Infestors potentially can get cleaned up as well as these come down. At the same time, ThisisJimmy with this double drop coming in here to the top base. So he's actually starting to put some hurt on his opponent, making a ton of Marines. He needs to actually hit that A button a bit more. He's not producing as many Marines as he could.
I do like to see him do those drops. That's what Terrans need to do. They need to play that guerrilla warfare style, dropping here, dropping there, dropping in the vulnerable expansions, doing the damage, and then getting out while they remass their main army. But I'm still looking at the map, and this creep spread, he just owns the map. Yeah, he knows exactly where his opponent is at all times.
He really does. He really does. There are a couple Marines out in the middle here harassing these two queens, these four queens, excuse me. They will go down. Gonna get killed off, and now we have the big Ultralist composition as well. Jimmy, I mean, he was really high, sort of on that mineral count, and I know he has the barracks to sort of make more Marines than he is, but he just wasn't doing it, and he's gonna get caught with his pants down macro-wise, as EatMeDrinkMe looks to be ending this game shortly.
Yeah, here come all the Infestors, the queens, even for the transfuses.
Yeah,
he's just gonna run up this ramp. And all these Ultralisks are going to hug him to death, and that is it. GG gets 3-0'd. ThisisJimmy 3-0'd.
Yeah,
out of this tournament.
So it is going to be a rematch then between obviously EatMeDrinkMe and Remarks, the Protoss player. So ZVP finals coming up here at the SPGL. This, of course, is the Western Conference. I'm sorry, Southwestern Conference. Stay tuned, guys, for the next matches coming up. I'm Gwen, with me is Mathis. Don't go anywhere as we bring you into the grand finals for the SPGL Southwestern Conference.